family, and welcome to another episode Underground Railroad Radio. This is your host, Brother Rich, and I'm joined once again with the living legend, Professor Griff. Brother, welcome back to the show.
Oh, give thanks, brother. And it's always a pleasure to be back every Wednesday. I kind of look forward to it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for real, because it's inspiring and it's challenging. You understand what I'm saying? To just kind of pick a subject and just kind of go in. You understand what I'm saying?
Indeed. And I'm going to tell you, Professor Griff, I mean, this year has been a very busy year as far as people we know making the transition back to the ancestral realm.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people we know have made a transition this year. The latest being Afeni Shakur, mother of the late Tupac Shakur.
Right.
So I definitely want to talk about Afeni Shakur today. Rest in power to that sister, a true warrior. I mean, just a beautiful spirit. If a person ever read her story and just what she went through, I mean, just a beautiful spirit. So rest in power to that sister. And I also want to talk about Tupac. You know, he got this biopic coming out, All Eyes on Me. So I want to touch on the legacy of Tupac and everything dealing with All Eyes on Me in the movie, and, you know, what could we expect. So like I said, welcome back to the show. Let me start out by just reading a brief article for the... Oh, hold on, Griff. Got a little cough today. I told you the weather's kind of crazy in New York.
Yeah, it's crazy around the country, man.
I want to read a little article from, I want to give the website there, propstoguardian.com. And for those who haven't heard, maybe this is your first time hearing about it. Afeni Shakur, mother of the late rap star Tupac Shakur, has died. She was 69 years old. The Marin County Sheriff's Department in California confirmed her death on Twitter. The department wrote on Twitter that deputies responded to reports of a possible cardiac arrest at about 9:30 p.m. at Shakur's home in Sausalito, and that she died at the hospital about an hour later. They added that the coroner will investigate the cause of death. Born in North Carolina as Alice Faye Williams, Shakur changed her name as an adult when she became a political activist and joined the Black Panther movement. She was pregnant with Tupac in 1971 and incarcerated while she and other Panthers were accused of plotting to bomb locations around New York City, including 2 police stations. She represented herself in the trial, and she and 20 other defendants were acquitted a month before she gave birth. Shakur was the inspiration for her son's music, notably the 1995 song Dear Mama. And I'm going to end it there, right there. And I guess to start out with, Professor Griff, what's your thoughts, man, on this, I mean, the legacy of the Shakurs, man? Tupac Shakur, Matulu Shakur, Afeni Shakur. What do you think about when you think about them, Professor Griff?
I think of the average black family growing up, but a unique black family growing up in the time of turmoil in America and in the time of chaos in America, but in one of the most beautiful times in America for black people as far as solidarity, coming together, recognizing our true identity, and then having the gall and the spirit and the courage to stand up for what's right for black people and stand up, and not only for black people, but stand up for all people, the whole human family that joined on to the Black Panther Party and benefited from what the Black Panther Party was doing and took notes from what the Black Panther Party was doing. So that family in and of themselves, all right, should be applauded, and we should take notes because they stood the test of time. You understand what I'm saying? And they let us know that, you know, we have to be able to stick to and stand by our values, our interests, and our principles. And regardless of the situation, can you just imagine going through periods of battling incarceration while you're pregnant? Can you and drug addiction and homelessness, and then a nasty divorce as of late, and then husband wanting to get half of what Tupac put down? Come on, man. That takes a lot for not only a mom to go through, but a family to go through. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that's very very real, man. So when I reflect back on not only her life, but all those individuals that you mentioned, but Tupac Shakur, I reflect back, on his life and all of the brothers from the BLA, the Black Panther Party, all of those organizations that have fought, bled, and died for the liberation of black people. I take my hat off, I salute them, and I take notes from their struggle, man. I sat with his next to his sister at one of these awards shows in New York, and we had a long conversation because we sat next to one another the entire night. You understand what I'm saying? Beautiful spirit, humble, very nice woman. You understand what I'm saying? And I gave her my number. I said, look, you call me for anything. You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
she said, I really thank you, Professor Griff, and if I ever need your help, I will. Yeah.
Indeed. Wow. Well, it's a few days before Mother's Day, and what made a lot of people recognize and look up Afeni Shakur and what she went through was the song Dear Mama. I mean, when Tupac's song Dear Mama came out, it was like everything. I mean, every people of all generations loved that song Dear Mama. And it makes me think about, Professor Griff, the relationship between a son and a mother. I remember growing up, I would hear my mother and my uncle, they used to sing the song, what was that song?
By the Intruders, I Always Love My Mama.
Oh, yeah, I always love my mama.
That's it.
My favorite girl. So,
right, that's my era, right?
Yeah. So I'm very familiar with, all these songs about people, these males make about their mothers. And it's just amazing seeing the connection between the black man and his mother. And when you look at the relationship between the black man and the black woman, it's kind of opposite between the black man and his mother. Black man loves his mother to death, will do anything for his mother. Mother's Day in New York, Professor Griff, the streets is lit up. On Father's Day, you barely see anybody outside.
Wow, okay. Wow,
so,
wow.
I guess I'm trying to say, why so much turmoil when it comes to relationships and when it comes to the black man trying to find a black woman, when a black man usually has an amazing example of strength, of wisdom, of love through his mother. And we see that reflected through the music generation after generation and also through the way men treat their mother. So where does the disconnect happen between the man loving his mother to death and then hating that black woman, or not saying, not in a general sense, but not getting along with or not being able to find that love that he had for his mother in a mate?
I think it's built into the relationship in and of itself. This is the woman that carried you. This is the woman that you pulled the nutrients from her breast. This is the woman that educated you and protected you. This is the woman that, that taught you, even if the black man was around, the father was around. This is the woman that mainly taught you those first valuable lessons, at least for the first 4 to 6 years after carrying you for 9 months. So it's a special connection that a son had with his mom. I had that connection with my mom. You understand what I'm saying? And it's very, very critical that when you look at your mother, at all that she had to go through, this is why when the football players scored a touchdown and the camera get in their face, the first thing they say is, "Hi, Mom." You understand what I'm saying? not Dad, but "Hi, Mom," because we have that special kind of thing for mother. And I think, but because of the parallel struggles that Tupac went through, along with Dad, along with uncles, along with Black Panther Party, along with Mom, I think the connection was that much more intense and much more intensified And that is the energy that he put into that song, Dear Mama. You understand what I'm saying? And many rappers and MCs around the globe have to come up off their revolutionary vibration, so to speak, put down their gangster mentality and their gangster swag or whatever you want to call it, and pen a song dedicated to mom. You understand? And show that softer side. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, no, definitely.
They have to, and all of us, you as well as myself, when we heard that song by the Intruders, 4 brothers that put that song down on Kenny Gamble's label, Gamble and Huff's production on the Philly International label, I'll Always Love My Mama. That's played every year.
Right, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? In and around Mother's Day. Because it says, I'll always love my mama because she's my favorite girl. She brought me into this world. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing when you reflect back on Mother, when you reflect back on all that Mother has done. But even when we have to interact with just a concept of the mother, of Ma, rappers say, especially in New York, yo, Ma was good. We say Ma, and we really giving reverence to the great mother, to the grandmother, to Yimi Ya. You understand what I'm saying? In certain African spiritual traditions. And we have to understand that, knowing and understand that she brought us through the water, the bag of water that we lived in for 9 months. Like the mother that brought us over, in a very metaphysical, esoteric kind of way, when we was brought over in the hulls and in the belly of the ship through the water. Same concept. Right. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to look at the esoteric meaning of it all, but we have to look at the great Ma, the great mother. And then even when we talk in the esoteric reference, we still speak of the Mother Earth. We don't say Father Tongue. We don't say Father Earth. We say your mother tongue. When you talk about language, we talk about Mother Earth. We talk about Mother Nature, natural, metters. You understand? All the forces of nature are normally feminine, females. There's some masculine. We have some masculine Orisha and deities, but we talk about the feminine aspect of them because we relate to it, because we understand that. We understood when the mother held us to the left side, to suck on the left breast, to put us closer to the heartbeat. You understand what I'm saying? Mm. And when she sang that song to us, that's the song that we remember. So when Mom called our name, when the street lights went on, we knew instinctively to come in the house because Mom is calling. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then when we was in places like the rural South where we didn't have damn street lights, when them damn lightning bugs came out and they lit up, we knew to take our ass in the house because Mom was going to have something to say. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But we lost the Nana, Dr. Frances Cress Wilson. We lost Natalie Cole. You understand? And it was a mom, it was a mother, it was a black mother that gave birth to Michael Jackson. We lost. James Brown, we lost. Don Cornelius, we lost. Delbert Blair, we lost. Who else? Maurice Wright, we lost from Earth, Wind, and Fire, who gave us the signs and symbols, who gave us the elements. It was a woman that gave us Prince. It was a woman that gave us Billy Paul. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Who sang Me and Mrs. Jones. We got a thing going on. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Who we lost recently. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing when you see that relationship with the mother and the son, man. That's a special kind of relationship. Although women that I dealt with and women that I know catch hell, especially if that little boy looked like Dad. Oh, man. It's a critical thing, man. And I've seen the flip side of that. Sit your ass down. You're doing just like your man. No good at that. You understand? I hear that all the time, bro. Yeah. I hear it on the streets in New York and in other places. And it's critical, man. But the child can't help it. The child can't help it. And after all of that, as soon as we get the money from the NFL contract or the basketball contract, we always buy Mom the house. We always get Mom the fur coat, the diamond ring, the bracelet, and the jewelry and the car. You understand what I'm saying? We always want to look out for Mom.
Indeed. Just a quick comment before I ask the question. Next question. I remember when I was real young, Griff, and I didn't know exactly how to pray. My mother was first teaching me how to pray, and I started praying on my own. So my prayer at night would be, "Dear God," I remember exactly. It would be, "Dear God, I love my mom. I love my mommy." I would say mommy. I would say I love my mommy, and I want to die whenever my mommy dies. Amen.
Oh, wow.
that was my whole prayer. That was my whole prayer. I love her, and I just want to die when she dies. That was
right. But guess what? We knew mother before we knew God.
Yeah. Yeah.
We knew to look up to mom for everything. Mom represented that God energy to us before we grew up to know and understand that, okay, yeah, I love my mom, but there's a God that gave birth to my mom. You know what I'm saying? So I had to kind of look past my mom, but we always look to God through mom.
Right. Yeah.
And then the scriptures say, I'm not trying to get religious on you, but the scripture says, "To whom is the arm of the Lord revealed to?" You understand what I'm saying? I looked at my mother. I ain't looking at God. You understand what I'm saying? My prayer was slightly different. Oh, God, please don't let my mom hit me with that damn belt no damn more, because my mom ruled with an iron fist.
Right.
Ask any of my brothers and sisters about Louise Griffith. But anyway, man, yeah.
Well, you know, I'm looking into this story, and I'm reading articles, and one thing I noticed is that her husband of 12 years, I guess she just filed for a divorce, what was it, a couple of months ago, I believe. And like you said earlier, he wants half of the estate. Now, we talk a lot about black marriage, and we talk about black relationships and the lack thereof, and we want more of that. We want black people to get married more. But a lot of people feel, Professor Griff, that in this system, it's very dangerous to get married. Very dangerous to get married in this system. And I guess this will be an example. If things don't go right, that person you married to could tear you apart, could try to take everything, try to take what a lot of people feel doesn't belong to them. So do you think marriage is something that we should consider living in this system in America? Is that something that we should strive for? Or is it enough to say, you know what, you're my woman, or you're my man, for the woman out there, you automatically you're my wife or my husband because we exchange energy? What do you think about that dynamic, living in this system, Professor Griff?
Living under this system doesn't necessarily mean that we can't conduct ourselves like husband and wife outside of the system, but living in the system. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You live in the system, but you want to benefit from what the system has to offer, being a married couple, then that's something legal that you got to kind of talk to your mate about. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If we live by the divine law, we don't necessarily need the permission from our oppressor to treat and to deal with one another like we're a married couple and a family. Because as soon as you sign that contract, you understand what I'm saying? Of course, it's a contract. As soon as you sign that contract, you fall up under a set of laws, and that gives the state permission to come in and regulate your home for you. You understand what I'm saying? You might want to read that marriage certificate, which is a contract between y'all two, plus it's a contract between y'all as a couple together against the state or with the state.
Right.
So we have to look at these things very, 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 very closely. You understand what I'm saying? It's funny that you should mention that, Brother Richard asked that particular question, simply because I was doing some research, right? Mm-hmm. It says, according to a report at TMZ, now let's deal with that first, all right? But can you give me a minute, brother, to break this down?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. According to a report at TMZ, and I keep promising I'm going to break that TMZ thing down, not this interview, the next one. I did some research on TMZ, and TMZ is run and owned by Warner Brothers. Mm. Guess who is responsible and who fell right in place shortly after she passed away as guardianship and who's going to handle Tupac's estate? It says the trust is very specific about where the money will go. According to Charity and Family Shakur, was in process of a divorce at the time of her death, and her estranged husband is not listed in the trust. So the site says Tupac's money and music will be virtually untouchable. The estate has been selective into how it handles Tupac's music likeness to be used. Recently, Tupac was featured in the Powerade advertisement with Derrick Rose and so on and so forth. But it goes on to say that the estate, she was very meticulous about who was going to handle the estate. And they said Afeni Shakur had set up a trust to control all of Tupac's music rights, and a representative of the estate tells us that the paperwork is flawless. She also named the perfect executor. Guess who it is?
Who?
Tom Wiley. And guess who Tom Wiley is? He's a former head of Warner Brothers. Wait a minute now. Who was Prince fighting for 18 years? Warner Brothers. Who owns TMZ? Warner Brothers. These some devils, man.
Wow.
These some devils. Who? I can't say that because I want to be factual when I say that. Now I don't want to upset people, but trust me, Warner Brothers is in bed with the same people that released Beyonce's video Lemonade, and guess what they did at the end of the Lemonade? The video. They were carrying a purple casket 2 days before Prince died.
Wow. Wow.
Come on now, let's make the connection. TMZ is owned by Warner Brothers. The estate, Tupacs Estate, is going to fall back into the hands of Tom Wiley, who's a former head of Warner Brothers Records, to handle the valuable catalog, which is reported by TMZ. Prince is in a battle to get his music back and his catalog back with fight with Warner Brothers for 18 years. All right? And then we do the research and we start decoding stuff. Myself, Black Dot, and other people start decoding stuff. And at the end of the Lemonade video, Beyonce's pallbearers are carrying a purple casket through the streets right before Prince's death. Come on, man. Come on.
I got to look into that, man. You hit me with one right there. I got to look into
Come on, man. Wow. We got to connect the dots that Steve Coakley has taught us to do. You understand what I'm saying? And then if you do the numbers, I talked to King Simon. Do the numbers, man. She passed away and reported it was 9:30. She died at the age 69. We constantly see the number 3 in this. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And this is critical, man. This is critical. I'm going to let King Simon break down and tell you what this whole idea of this 3 thing about. Of course, you already know I dropped the triple alphabet theory because I dropped it last night because I did the numerology. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I talked about the triple alphabet theory on my show last night and how this 3 plays into this thing. And we have to look at it, man. We have to look at it for what it is. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure the people definitely going to be looking into that. You're going to have me look at this Lemonade video too, man. I got a wow, man. I didn't know that. Come on,
let's look at why the entertainment website was made a product of AOL, and AOL is in bed with Time Warner, but is now solely owned by the Warner Brothers. This is TMZ, the triple alphabet theory, AOL, TMZ, all of them, CNN, IMF, MTV, BET, all of them. We could break down and figure out who controls and owns them. You understand what I'm saying? It's not difficult, Brother Rich. Shit, we built the pyramids, man. Come on.
Well, you know, I want to. They got this movie coming out about like I mentioned earlier, the biopic, All Lives Matter,
right,
and it's chronicling the life of Tupac Shakur. Want to ask you, in terms of Tupac, we talked about Dear Mama, one of the most recognizable songs Tupac has written and performed. We also know about Keep Your Head Up, you know, a song he had for the sisters out there, you know, just inspiring them, telling them, you know, no matter what you go through, just keep your head up. But there was another side of Tupac. There was the How Do You Want It Tupac, where he had porn star what's the name? Heather Hunter in his video.
Mm-hmm.
There was the
Right.
Tupac that was in St. Ives ads, and the Tupac we all know, Thug Life written on his stomach, tattoos all over. So some people feel as though his behavior was kind of hypocritical, or his behavior didn't match sometime this Black Panther or this social activist image that he tried to portray. Do you look at Tupac, do you look at his behavior as being hypocritical, or do you look at it as it's just Tupac? He's just keeping it real. This is just who he is. It's possible to be that age and to be into this, but also to be caught up in this at the same time. What's your take on a man who has knowledge of self and is conscious, but at the same time is going through things and still into certain things that people consider hypocritical to somebody who's supposed to be conscious?
Well, you know something, Brother Rich, I think all of us battle with that duality within inside the self. In order to perfect Ma'at, we go through these trials and tribulations, and we often deal with the lower nature, the higher nature controlling the lower nature, and having to meet where, Brother Rich? In the center at the green chakra. Mm-hmm. And this is why a lot of times, a lot of us feel so deeply, because we do battle with the self. There's a book that I often refer back to, and have encouraged thousands of people to read this book. This book is called The Mystical Magical Paths of the Self and the Not Self, Brother Rich. And this is exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about the mystical aspect of who Tupac was, who humbled himself and gave us that side of him. And then the magical self. But in Tupac's case, the controlled self and the chaotic self. In Tupac's case, the hypocritical self and the duality inside the whole concept of him having knowledge of self and being a revolutionary self. You understand what I'm saying? The thug life, which I had a conversation with him, and he said it's something similar to hug life. You understand what I'm saying? But he has to present that. He has to present it that way to talk to the gang members, to talk to the thugs, to talk to all those brothers and sisters that live that kind of life. You understand what I'm saying? But he taught valuable lessons in everything Tupac did. Whether we extracted those particular lessons and learn from them, or whether we wanted to emulate Tupac and be like the chaotic side of Tupac, spitting at the camera and getting into fights and that kind of thing. All of us go through that. That's a valuable lesson that I extracted and learned from Tupac. But I also extracted the roles who grew from the concrete side of Tupac. You understand? Mm-hmm. The poetic side of Tupac. I didn't resonate with the weed smoking and drinking and all that side of Tupac. I didn't resonate with that. I resonated with the revolutionary, more calm, more introspective side of what Tupac gave us when he gave us the other side of Tupac, when he penned Dear Mama and some of those other songs that I extracted those lessons from. So Paul Simmons gave us the mystical and magical path of the self and the not self. I understood when Tupac was being the self, and I understood when Tupac was being the not self. And I was mature enough to extract those lessons. Did I believe some of these sisters in what they said in reference to how he handled them? Yes, I did. I can't deny that. Was I always a Tupac fan? No. Did I know some of the brothers and sisters that are still living that were around Tupac, and I often have those conversations with them? Yes. Can I resonate with aspects of both sides of that Tupac? Yes, I can, to be honest with you, because I lived both sides of that. I was never the drinker, the smoker, and having this kind of way about how he dealt with and handled women, but I could understand that chaotic side and the slightly violent side. And definitely I could resonate with the revolutionary side, the freedom fighter side, when he had to bust back at 2 white police officers in Atlanta. I can resonate with that. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And a lot of young revolutionaries today hold Tupac in high esteem, and they still, I've seen people adorn their bodies with tattoos of Tupac.
Right. Yeah,
I've seen people mimic their rap style after Tupac. You understand what I'm saying? I've seen people become the living embodiment of Tupac. I've met rappers that sound just like Tupac. You understand what I'm saying? So, that's how I can kind of answer that question and be very transparent and kind of give people a solid answer and how I resonated with the totality of who and what Tupac meant to not only me but to the world, man, for real.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you think, we look at Afeni Shakur, for example, and I guess maybe you touched on this earlier when you dealt with the connection between the mother and the child, but when a mother has knowledge of self and she's conscious and she passes that down to her children, is that a stronger, more different impact than when a child's father has knowledge of self and passes down the knowledge to a child? Because sometimes I see children who come from families who the father may have been conscious and was strong and revolutionary, but the mother may not have been, and that child sort of doesn't get it. But usually when I see it come from the mother who was strong and had knowledge of self, it's usually more in that child. So do you think it makes a difference if the father has it and if the mother has it? Because I'm trying to figure out bloodlines here and how this bloodline thing works. Because sometimes we see examples of the bloodlines of it could be Elijah Muhammad, and we'll be like, well, what the hell happened to his son? We keep hearing about how we got to carry these strong bloodlines, and we're like, well, what the hell happened to his son? Or Dr. York, well, what the hell happened to his children? So do you think it makes a difference if the mother is conscious versus whether the father is conscious?
I think, Brother Rich, and that's a very intricate question, but I do think that the bloodline is important, but if we deal with it from a spiritual kind of perspective, Brother Rich, why can't we deal with it from a spiritual bloodline as opposed to a physical bloodline? You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
I cannot sit here as a father and as a grandfather, a father of 5, 3 girls and 2 boys. You understand what I'm saying? I can't sit here and say I can pick which one of my children are going to walk in my footsteps and that they inherited this thing that Professor Griff have about me and myself as a revolutionary or a freedom fighter or even the way I think. I can't put that on my children and then have these great expectations that Takia, Khalees, or Naila, Maisha, or Issa, you understand what I'm saying? Or Rasheen Khalid, or Khalil Amir, or any of them will walk in my footsteps. I can't do that. I can't put that on them. They have their own path in life. You understand what I'm saying? Do I hope and pray that I send them positive energy and that some of what I have I'd like to pass down to them? Of course. I have 2 sons, healthy sons that are taller than me. Would I have wanted them to pick up some of these martial arts skills I have? You're damn right. Mm-hmm. But I have martial arts skills coupled with a courageous, fearless way about me. I can't give that to them. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't scared of a goddamn thing. And people that know me know that. I can't give that to them. That's on them. But I can pass down some of these techniques, some of these sword techniques, these knife techniques, the staff, the collie sticks, and some other stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Which I would like to, but we're not guaranteed, Brother Rich, that our children are walking our footsteps. So even with my mom was fearless, man. She had to raise 13 children. I had to take that valuable lesson. What my dad passed on through the blood that ran through his veins, which was Native American blood, that Blackfoot energy, of course. You understand what I'm saying? When I look back and I study the Blackfoot tribe and I studied Native American tribes, it's like, I've accepted the fact that courageous warrior spirit that ran through the Native Americans, I know it's in my blood. But it's also mixed with the Mau Mau blood and the Zulu blood. You understand what I'm saying? It's also mixed with that Black African blood. And I have to accept that. So when I look at where is it coming from, whether it's the bloodline of the mom, let me tell you something, man. I don't know if you know not Reverend, but Reverend Warner, my grandfather. Man, Reverend Warner could teach. Did I inherit that? I probably did. You understand what I'm saying? Did it skip over 6 of my brothers and end up on at me, the 7th child? It probably did, Brother Rich. You understand what I'm saying? I can't deny that. But that's through the Warner side of the family. That's through my mother's blood. The Native American side of myself, which was my father's side, probably gave me the warrior side. And this is how come I'm looking at myself today, dealing with the mystical and magical path of the self and the not self. I'm looking at myself today and says, okay, I see where I got this way about me that when I go teach, it almost sounds like I'm in the damn church or on the damn street corner. You understand what I'm saying? But then again, when I hang up the microphone and turn it off and drop the mic and got to go out in the world, I see why I walk with my left foot forward in a revolutionary kind of way, like my dad. That blood that ran through my dad's vein, that Native American blood.
Indeed. Now, one thing Afeni Shakur said in a 2005 Associated Press interview, she said that arts can save children no matter what's going on in their home. Now,
right.
when we see turmoil at home, some people think, damn, man, it got to take a miracle to save some of these badass kids in the streets. And she felt as though, art can save them. Can you expound on that? What does she mean by arts can save what people call these quote-unquote badass children in the street?
Well, Brother Rich, let's look at what we just came through. We can't, as Black Dot so eloquently put it in his book, Hip Hop Decoded. We came through the turbulent 60s, right? Which gave birth to brothers and sisters that put it down on a cultural, artistic tip, whether they were the last poets on the corner or whether they was painters, sculptures, or whether that energy ran through some of the filmmakers that gave us some of the brilliant films and some of the things and some of the poets that we gave birth to. I don't care if it was the Watts Prophets or whoever, Gil Scott-Heron or whomever. But what happened in the 70s when they strategically, after studying Mao Zedong's China, after the Chinese took art and took poetry and song and dance and plays and turned China upside down as far as the revolution is concerned, the white man studied that and said that will never happen in America. So when the brothers were being very artistic, and James Brown said, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. The last poet said, the white man is a God complex. You understand what I'm saying? When these kind of things was being taught and repeated in song and in dance and in poetry, the white man said, nope, we're not going to allow that to happen. And guess what? He shut down those programs in the 70s. Tell me I'm lying. Yeah. He put those movies out, those black exploitation movies out. Shut down the art programs. Shut down the music programs in the schools. Shut down the youth centers. We took to the streets, and guess what it gave birth to? Hip-hop. Turn around, 10 years later, Public Enemy, Queen Latifah, Brand Nubians, Poor Righteous Teachers. It gave birth to that, and we brought that cultural, artistic way right back around, and we created another revolution. You understand? A revolution of the mind. You understand what I'm saying? And we began to teach people once again through the arts and through the culture. So Tupac's mom was dead on it. Afeni Shakur was dead on it. Art can save children. And through the children, the art through the children, we can save the world. This is how come they had to shut down the art. And then when they saw what Public Enemy and the other conscious hip-hop heads would do, they tried to shut it down again by infiltrating it and feed us these white soulless ass recording artists. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm not taking anything away from Eminem and Macklemore and the rest of them. They ain't got a goddamn thing I need to take away from them. They mimic black people. They culture bandits. Culture vultures. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a very real. Can you imagine hip-hop not being filtered through the hands of our oppressor? Imagine how it would resonate with our soul. What we can do with an art form like hip-hop? Come on, man. I tell you one thing, with an art form like hip-hop unfiltered and untainted by white people, we wouldn't have the problems we're having today in rap. especially with what we're going through now with Africa Bambaataa. Come on, man. We wouldn't have that. We wouldn't have that, Brother Rich. That's very real, man. Guess what, Brother Rich? Truth recognizes itself.
Right.
You can look at somebody's facial expression and hear the intonation of their voice and watch their body language, and you say, you know something? Dude's telling the truth. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if we had the art and the culture, and I think this is one of the reasons why Minister Farrakhan reinstituted the one of those 9 areas, and one of them was arts and culture. We have to bring the art and the culture back. Plain and simple. But we have to create the environment for young people to express themselves via the art and the culture. This is why it's mandatory that our children study instruments in the school. And if not in the school, in the home. Very, 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 very key. And to know and understand that those instruments come from the continent. Everything from the damn piano to the guitar. Because all the damn guitar is a piano that you hold in your hand. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you hit the string instead of hitting it with some keys. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it is. You can go back right now to Africa and see those instruments that resemble. Matter of fact, you can look on the walls of the pyramids and you can see the instrument. And that's the same thing that I think Afeni Shakur was alluding to. Even though we had to take the bastard language and do our poetry, we still was managed to take these dead-ass, dry-ass verbs and nouns and syllables and crafts and put some life into them. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. To speak to the souls of black folks via the arts and the culture.
Now, you know, Professor Griff, I got one more question. I'm sure this movie, the biopic, All Eyes on Me, is going to deal with the whole quote-unquote East Coast, West Coast beef. And a lot of people that was around Tupac and around Biggie, and even Tupac said at that time that, you know, it's really the media is hyping it. They kept talking about how much the media was hyping it and how much the media was trying to make it much, much bigger than what it really was. We live in this fast forward to 2016, we live in a different time now where there's a different type of media. There's social media, there's Facebook, there's YouTube, there's Twitter, there's Instagram. So we can't blame traditional media, but I noticed that people are following the footsteps of media, and they do the same thing the media did back in the day. If a beef happens with Griff and somebody, everybody's hyping it, everybody's sharing it. It almost seems bigger than what it was. So the people like, God damn, 90,000 shares, 90,000 views. I didn't know it was that serious. But then after 90,000 people watch it, it becomes that serious. So there's a lot of interesting people that listen to the show that get caught up, just like Pac and Biggie might have got caught up in the media hype. They might get caught up in the social media hype. So what would you have to say to all those out there so we don't see what happened with the media in the 90s happen with social media in this day and time? What advice would you give to everybody out there that's on social media?
I think Sam Yet said it best. He says there are other ways to kill a people or colonize them, but none is more certain than the denial or control of their food. How about the denial and control of their information, especially the information that's going to keep them alive? What is this propaganda or this propaganda? I was at a barbershop getting my hair cut today, and we struck up a conversation about predictive programming. You can almost predict how many people are going to come on this YouTube clip and deny us and deny this information. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
We know we're going to get some idiot, some agent, some demon to come on here and say something stupid and something crazy. And what they're actually trying to do is kind of set it in motion where other people will pick up on it and follow suit. But I think people are getting wiser, Brother Rich, to their tactic. You said this is a different media, and media is multi-ethnic destruction in America, or maniac European devils in action. Brother Rich, I beg to differ. This is the same goddamn devil, the same tricks that they pull. They just doing it in a different format. That's all. It's the same damn COINTELPRO. They just got black agents with Muslim and RBG names online, with righteous names that they hide behind and righteous symbols that they hide behind, Hebrew names that they hide behind. Brother Muhammad X Johnson, RBG, with the black power sign as his Facebook face. You understand what I'm saying? His profile picture. And I always say that social media is the best thing that ever happened to the goddamn coward. And that's real, man. TMZ, straight up, is run like a goddamn intelligence agency. Tell me I'm lying. Come on, man. If you really look at how an intelligence agency is run, look at TMZ. They the same goddamn intelligence agency format that Steve Coakley told us about. The NAACP and the rest of them that was spying on black people. TMZ is run the same goddamn way. And that's very, very real. So this media is the same. Nothing but goddamn intellectual prostitutes doing the bidding of their slave masters that control them. And knowing goddamn well if they said anything out of line or if they told the truth on one of them damn news stories that the Associated Press and Reuters put out, if they told the truth and bucked them, they would shut them down tomorrow. And I can prove that. Al Jazeera is struggling to get back on the air in America because they told too much truth. They set so many filters up to Al Jazeera, they can't even report the news the way it should be reported. Because this is a Zionist-controlled media, and everybody know it. It's a handful of people that control everything that we see, hear, and digest through social media. This is how come they frequently shut people's Facebook pages down and block the information coming through YouTube. This is how come they filter those people that constantly put out revolutionary kind of information. This is why they keep tabs on who we are and how many pages we have, and they shut them down periodically. This is why you got to revamp and refresh your Twitter page and your Instagram page, and this is why they want you to put in a new damn password at Google and Skype and all this other kind of stuff. They keeping tabs. And what better way to do it, man, than have your own built-in FBI file on goddamn Facebook? And now that they got the eye retina scan, and now that they got fingerprint technology and all this other kind of stuff, it's very easy to keep track of people, man. Come on. Come on. Somebody sent me a bogus message from Dubai. I know some people in Dubai. And I had to contact them and ask them, well, did you send me a message last night pertaining to... They're like, nah, Griff. I ain't talked to you in about a month. I'm like, okay. I got you. That's them people at work. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to answer your question directly, it's the same media. It's the same people using these dirty tricks, man. These same people using these dirty tricks, and we can't. Let's not get it twisted, man. They'll deal with the least of us to cause some chaos, man. We start to look at these people, Dr. So-and-so and Sister so-and-so and Brother so-and-so. Where these people come from? Ain't nobody heard of these people. You understand what I'm saying? We need to set up a validation program. In order for us to take so-and-so serious, somebody got to validate them. 12 people got to validate them before we listen to them. You understand what I'm saying? And that's real, man. We must be about the business, man, of liberating the minds of black children. In order for us to do that and for that to occur, the minds of all blacks who interact with children must be liberated. Am I right or wrong?
Indeed.
There's no other way. This is why we got to neutralize this madness that Bambaataa is giving us. What I just read is from Body E. Wright. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm telling you something. The first report of Afeni Shakur's death, the first thing I got was this Illuminati blood sacrifice. Because people's antenna is up now. So immediately I started looking into, was she associated with Warner Brothers? And yes, she was associated with Warner Brothers. I'm not saying it was a blood sacrifice, but I'm saying we have to look into it. And as I said before, if y'all find Professor Griff dead in his bedroom, blah, 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 do a thorough investigation. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm serious. If y'all find that they're reporting that I died in some goddamn tighty-whities, some funeral rooms, they say, nah, fuck that. He ain't even wearing tighty-whities, man. Don't even fall for that. But anyway, Brother Rich. Well, don't get me wrong, Brother Rich. I don't wear no goddamn leopard skin ass fucking red, black, and green thong either. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Let's not get that twisted. Anyway.
Yeah. As always, leave your info, Professor Griff, as always.
Okay, now I want to shout out the brothers and sisters in New Orleans that invited me in, the Afeni Effect, and those brothers and sisters down there at the community bookstore. Shout out to them. Really appreciate y'all. And of course, y'all can reach me at 678-557-2919. I'm gonna be in St. Louis, man, at the end of the month on the 28th, and I'm going to San Francisco, man, to shoot part of the film Artifactual, man. Interview some people. I'm going to be in San Bernardino and a few other places doing a couple of lectures with the Ethiopian brothers and sisters, man. Yeah. Hell, I look like them anyway, so I might as well go talk to them. You understand what I'm saying? But you can hit me up if you want to email me at seriousmindsinfo@gmail.com. And, of course, Facebook, go to Serious Minds or Enemy Minds or just Kavan Shah. And just Google my name if you people talk about they can't find me. Stop that. My phone number been out there for 15 years, man. Y'all ain't looking hard enough. And Brother Rich, Monday, my book is going on sale. The Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop Part 2, which is called Symbology, is going up for pre-sale, and I'm releasing it June 17th at the Power Talk conference that's honoring our brother. Oh, what's the brother? The brother's name slipped my mind, man. Who's the brother that deal with the economics? Claude Anderson. Honoring Claude Anderson at the Power Talk 3 in Washington, D.C., June 17th, 18th, and 19th in D.C., man. But I really appreciate you, as always, Brother Rich, and Brother Baruti, Imwalamuke Bomani Baruti. I sat with him and his wife today. He told me to give you the greetings, and he said to tell this brother we're doing a marvelous, brilliant job. You understand what I'm saying? Guess what, Brother Rich?
What?
This has inspired me. The conversation I had with you the other day about this business thing that we're going to do inspired me to kind of set that up also in Atlanta, and I'm calling it the Alchemical Cipher, and we're going to bring some people in and interview them live. You understand what I'm saying? At this cafe, and I'm telling you, man, and I went to the cafe today, beautiful mother and son team that run the Dream Cafe in Atlanta. Go check out the Dream Cafe on Peter Street, y'all, in Atlanta. That's where we're going to have our thing at. We call it the Alchemical Cipher. We're going to set up the couch. It's going to be a talk show kind of thing, DJ, food. You understand what I'm saying? And we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it a festive kind of thing, and we're going to educate some minds, man, by this Ustream kind of thing, or this live stream. You understand what I'm saying? This is an exciting time, man, for me to launch this Serious Minds TV. You understand what I'm saying? It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, man, that sounds super dope, man. Next time I'm in Atlanta, I definitely got to come through to that, man. If you're in Atlanta, you got to get.
Come through, man. I'm already in Killer Mike's ear. I'm already in David Banner's ear. I'm already in Wise Intelligence ear, and I'm in a few other people, some politicians, some authors, some musicians. Come on by, let me interview you, and say your piece, man. And the beautiful thing about that, at the end of me interviewing them, they got to tell us a story at the end or give us an a cappella song or a poetry piece. Because we don't want no music. We want to hear from your soul, man.
Woo! There you go.
You understand what I'm saying? That's how we want to do it, man. For real.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, I definitely look forward to that. I know the people can't wait for that right there, man. And it's going to be live stream, so wherever you at in the world, you're going to be able to tune into that. So, yeah,
right.
Keep up the good work, Professor Griff. And as always, man, thank you for coming on the show, Underground Railroad Radio. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. We see all y'all next week, family. Peace.
Peace, family. This is Brother Rich from UGR, urging all my viewers and subscribers to help support the channel by donating just $1 to the UGR PayPal account. We appreciate the viewership and support, and we understand the power of $1. If you benefit in any way, shape, or form, we ask that you donate $1, whether it be monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, or yearly, so that we can build our brand to compete with the NBCs, the MTVs, and the Foxes of the world. I figure since Kanye could ask Mark Zuckerberg for $1 billion, I can ask my subscribers to donate $1 so I could make the best possible content possible. The main objective of this channel is to inspire you to become the greatest version of yourself. So hopefully throughout the years of you watching this program, you have been inspired to become the greatest version of yourself. If you would like to donate, you could go to www.paypal.com and send a donation to richandmerit7@yahoo.com. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your program.